Good morning, Suzanne Joy.
Good morning, Deborah, LeeAnn.
In my many hours of trying to fall back asleep last night, I was teaching, I guess, myself how to center into my body. And I I want to encourage me, us, the collective to slow, and I almost said the F word, slow the F down. And you and I had this conversation recently about urgency and how I was catching myself saying, I need to do this. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. I need to do this. And there's nothing that I need to do, especially in this moment. So I was playing with timelessness and, the indigenous, their idea of time, especially in Australia. I'm not sure about the rest of the places in the world. They have if you ask them what time it is, they go now. And if you say, well, when are we going to go have dinner? They're like, not now. So there's now and not now are their time frames. And I thought, we are so, I don't know, controlled
Hmm.
by time and date and space and things to do. And so I'm just curious. I don't know where to go with that, but I do want to remind everyone to slow down, and especially when you're maybe take an opportunity when you're listening to feel your breath and come back home to this beautiful body that we get to hang out in this lifetime. So it was a reminder for me as I was laying there. But interesting night. Winds of change. We had high winds. We had tornadoes yesterday. We had huge thunderstorms yesterday. It went from 70 degrees at about 3 or 4 o'clock to 17 in the matter of hours, and we had snow. So
Surprise!
I know it's spring in St. Louis. So I keep thinking that's exactly what's we can't even, and then as soon as we try to name it and categorize it and figure out what's going on, there's another sensation or another emotion or another something. um and I thought, I don't need to understand it all. I don't need to have it go in some kind of order.
Right.
I mean, who am I to think that I get to have that kind of direction with my life? I don't know. And then where is the self direction? So, okay, your turn.
So, funny enough, I pulled some cards today, and I think that it probably corresponds with maybe just a little bit of what we're working with today. And the first thing is all about releasing judgment. Now, the Orions, this was all about this light language here is here to allow you to discern and define your choices and release any fear that another will control your experience, and it's opening your heart to allowing as you discover your ability to choose and create within. Now, this is all timeless stuff, right? So there's no particular order unless you have a judgment around when something needs to happen. This is, with if it's not useful, why are we giving our power away to someone else in some kind of expectation or what have you? So,
And a lot of it is my own self judgment.
right. So, this is all about forgiving easily
Oh, oh, good.
and seeking a perspective improvement and to remind yourself that life is benevolent and love creates change. And, avoid harsh situations that you feel strong enough to maintain your peace. And this is about seeking compassion. This is about seeking compassion.
And I noticed at the bottom that the little taglines were grow and release, and that,
That was about it's Orion and it's about releasing. Yes, for sure.
yeah, because I feel like that's where we have all been, especially this intense last 3 months or so, is just, okay, letting go. Okay, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I mean, like it's like, uh, I mean, physically, I'm giving away and getting rid of and cleaning out the gardens and weeding. I mean, it's literally in the dirt weeding, but I also know that's going on within here and you
Yeah.
know, I can feel it in my relationships. Some are getting lighter and some are getting so heavy that they're going to fall away.
So the next thing to think about is all about our belief systems and
Oh,
creating awareness about our belief systems. So this light language is assisting with releasing belief systems that no longer serve us. But be a detached, compassionate observer of life so that challenges shift easily into wisdom.
challenges shift easily into wisdom. I love that. And why? Oh, not, I'm not going to ask why, but how I am unlearning that challenges are something I need to fix, solve. It's a broken thing. It's not, toss it versus sitting with it going, oh, wait, there's wisdom here. Oh my goodness. That's good because I don't think I've really made that. Uh, I was going to say transition, transcendence, and transcendence is the word that I was playing with in the middle of the night last night because I feel like we're in that space, and especially this week with the new moon and the shifting into Aries and the equinox and the end of this Mercury retrograde. Am I missing anything?
I think that's good.
So,
So, while you're in all of it, the third card I pulled today is patience.
oh,
Yeah.
hmm,
So, this is, this light language is soothing. It's soothing you more into more patience with yourself and others and the flow of life. And it's releasing your fears of unfulfillment. And it's showing you your deep capability to create from peace.
mm,
And this is about, we have this unseen flow of life that's creating change for the better. And somehow we think that we know wiser or something.
or
But
we think we know what's happening. This is the thing. It's
right,
like,
right, exactly. And so more time is needed as additional information is being gathered or what have you. Things are happening behind the scenes that we have no idea. And so what we get to do during this time is honor our sacred vessel that we've chosen to be in, honor our sacred path, regulate ourselves, be present for ourselves. What I came in the early morning this morning, I was like, okay, what is this soul curriculum that I came here to learn? Like, what is this all about? And for me personally, not necessarily for everybody else, and that's what you get to learn on your own, is how to live in a secured attachment, like secure attachment with others, which means, being independent within yourself without having somebody else dictate or shift or change who I am based on who they are.
right.
And the second thing is all about emotional sovereignty. And so I'm learning that as I have an open emotional center, I get to be a screen, not a sponge. I get to observe, feel, experience those messages, those feelings. But again, I get to observe it and feel it and not let it whip me around just because it's coming from all directions.
Well, and what
And
I find fascinating is I know this about you. When you have a person on the table, when you used to do that work, I don't know if you're still doing that work, but that you would perform your Reiki or energy healing or however you were, what all your modalities, you would do that in a way where you felt it and it was out. It was like you, yep, uh-huh. And it was like you didn't um judge it, you didn't make stories around it, you didn't hold it, you were the, I don't know, healing mechanism, the almost like a magnet to draw it out, but then you didn't, then it just went and it was
exactly.
dispersed. And so
Yeah.
I'm curious because this is something that we're doing with ourselves too. You know,
Hmm.
as we experience something, do we need to sit and mull it over and go, and that's 15, 20 years ago, that was how you were taught how to do energy work, as you went, ooh, where's the root of that? And let's find it. And now it's like, you know what?
Transmuted.
We don't have time for that.
Well,
And there's,
and that's it's interesting because the more we do slow down in the process, the faster things move. So when I slow down, like yesterday, I had this experience where I was like, okay, I got in the car and I drove up to like this viewpoint. And I love this viewpoint because then I can see all the mountains and I also see the water and I can just be. And from there, it's like being in the eagle eye and I feel and sense the allness of everything. And I can raise my space so that I can get perspective of life as opposed to feeling, constantly like an ant, like I just feel it opened my heart in a different way. And it allows energy to move through that I may have been holding on to.
yeah,
And I found myself chanting and toning and singing and chanting and toning and singing. And that's my method or my ability to move that energy.
yeah. And I feel like we all need, like that's what my river respite, my cabin was like for me, to sit on that deck and be like in the trees up high, surrounded by trees and big, huge granite rock and, wildlife. And it was, it was so silent and so, I always felt held there, like Gaia was going literally, like she was, holding me in her arms. And I always told my partner, I said, I feel like I can slow my heartbeat down to the heartbeat of Gaia when
Hmm.
I'm in that space. So there's
Yeah.
a combination of that vision that is feels like you have a vista, which opens and expands we talked about that before, our peripheral visions to see beyond this. And the other thing of feeling like I'm sure that mountain was holding you and that water was receiving your voice. And you know what I mean? Like it was a reciprocal healing for both of you.
Right.
So, or not all of you. Well, whatever you want to say
Well,
there.
then when I came home, I did some very small things that nourished me. Like I was lighting these candles around. I actually started playing the singing bowls again and just singing in the house. And just finding those practices that help ground and um, keep your resonance true to you.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the heart of it is really keeping that resonance, your resonance that's true to you.
Yeah, and remembering your resonance, maybe. I think that's the piece of last night when I was doing my own practices of centering and coming in and feeling my breath and having my hands, on my belly, my heart, my arms, just to hold myself,
Mhm.
self-soothe myself, whatever you want to call it. And there was something about, um, can I remember to do this in the middle of the day when I'm starting to spin out and my energy is flying everywhere, and just to come back. And our homes are such sacred spaces for us. We spend so much time here. And to think about bringing that energy back into your space, what a healing and lovely thing to do for yourself.
Think of it as your sanctuary.
Yeah, it's your temple. It's the sacred space where you create your life. You create your um create with. So how do we want to play here? I do want to say that as we're shifting from the key of humanity into universal love this week, um, and I'm not sure when this will be posted. I just want to say that this is the mudra for universal love, which is the namaste, the hands, palms together at the heart space. And what I loved when Richard Rudd from the Gene Keys taught this in the video, he said, and you bring that love and totality to every cell in your body. Remember the universality of you. And I went, oh, because we tend to think of universal love means we love everyone, we love everything. And I'm like, yeah, but if we don't love all of this first, which to me, this is it's a shortcut for me now to come back to this is where I can center.
Hmm.
As I bring my love back and in and down within,
Hmm.
and then you can feel it emanating outward. And that's how it fills your space. And that's how people can receive you because you're radiating that light outward.
Exactly.
Um, but man, if you don't have your light full on, tuned in, turned up, turned on, baby. Sorry. Used to be a tagline of mine. So, with that, I send universal love from
Hmm.
within me and see you're the divine within you.
Amen. Thank you. Many blessings, and until next time, much love.
Yeah. And oh, on the other side of the equinox.